Hello and welcome to Medicine Buddha. This is our Sangha, not mine. So we're going to co-create our practice experience today. And I invite you as you settle in to think about what you want to create in this time. Lama Rod reminds us often that this moment is where our power lies. The present moment is is the space in which we live and move and have our being. And so we have, this moment together to create an experience of the world as we want to live in it. And so what is that? What is that energy that we want to call in into the space this evening as we practice together? And as for the structure, I'm going to talk, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes about my practice and what is coming up for me right now, um, by way of kind of replacing the Lama Rod lecture because I am not a Lama. And so all I have to offer you is myself. And so I will do that to the best of my ability. And as we gather, I invite you to call yourself in, call yourself into this space, call yourself into this moment, and just ask yourself the question or questions: who am I? Why am I here? And what is it that I want to create? Now, those are not questions for you to answer. They're questions for you to kind of press into the emptiness and the silence and the space within where all wisdom and all knowledge resides. And whatever comes up, just notice it. My practice right now involves a morning and night modified seven homecomings practice. For those of you who are new here, I'll explain a little about that. But before I do that, I want to just welcome anyone who's new to the space. And by new, it doesn't have to be your first time here, but if you just consider yourself new to the space, and new is relative. I found this medicine Buddha practice space, I think it was in 2021, but could have been 2020. That was a cloudy time, those few years. But I came to this space and found it so nurturing and so supportive, that I am one of those people who rarely misses a Monday, being with this just amazing group of practitioners. And it's as much the people who are drawn to Lama Rod as it is Lama Rod that creates the energy of this Sangha. And so I bow to each of you who resonate with this space, because it's a particular vibrational energy. And if you are here, even if it's your first time, I want you I want to acknowledge that there's something special about you that you chose to be here and to be in this space. And don't discount that for yourself. Sometimes we can think of ourselves as just average and nothing special, when that can be a barrier to our exercising the full range of our power to make a difference. I'm just not recognizing your strength and your power. So, so as we settle into the space and get in attuned to our intention for the evening, our intention is always to get free and to support other beings in getting free. And that's my personal mission. I wrote it into um, my vision board and my affirmations for the year, that my reason for being on the planet is to live free and whole and to support other beings in living free and whole. And you may have noticed I changed my name to Sharon, abolitionist, alchemist, and Afrofuturist. Those are some of the details of my identity that I repeat to myself on often, to remind myself who I am in the world. That I'm not just an old Black woman living alone in the South. That there are layers and facets to my identity, just as there are to each of you. And I am on my vision board this year. There aren't any activities. There are these affirmations, and the affirmations start with, "I am an eternal, infinite spiritual being having a human experience," and that I believe in pronoia, that the multiverse is conspiring on my behalf. And I am an abolitionist because I support the liberation of all beings and all phenomena, an expansion that I learned from Lama Rod. I am an alchemist because everything I touch changes, and everything I touch changes me. And I'm an Afrofuturist because I believe in and vision for and create a liberated and empowered future for my African people. And I'm going to repeat my mission statement. My purpose, my mission, my reason for being on the planet is to live free and whole and to support other beings in living free and whole. I ended with two statements. One, that healing is growth, growth is evolution, evolution is healing, and it's all change. And I wrote that as medicine for myself, that I offer to you tonight, because so often I have been resistant to change, and it brings up fear and anxiety in me. And we're in a period of high change in this moment. And getting comfortable with that allows us to apply our vast resources to liberation and healing, as opposed to dealing with stress and anxiety and fear. In my book club this weekend, we were talking about um, um, the Buddhist perspective on Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. And one of the things we talked about was that we have we have enough hatred, anger, and fear to motivate us toward liberation. So we don't need to create any more of that. We can apply our resources toward liberation. We don't need any more motivation or any more adverse experiences in order to motivate us. So let us move through life creating compassion and love. And then I finished off my affirmations with just a what I called a meta affirmation, a statement of uh, aho, amen, ashe, namaste. That just to resonate with the energy of gratitude, power, and positivity in the environment. And I offer that tonight, not because I want you to adopt it, but as a personal practice that has been medicine for me, that may have the seeds of your personal practice that you You can, um, take daily like a vitamin. We are each other's medicine, and we can only give from our overflow. And so creating medicine for ourselves is part of our responsibility as practitioners. And so that is just some of the medicine that I have created for myself that I offer to you. And so as we continue with our calling ourselves in process, I'm going to move into the chants in a few moments. But just being letting yourself be fully here and connect with the seat, connect with your body, and ask your body, um, what would support you in being comfortable, inspired, present, and powerful in this moment. And breathe that in and just notice what comes up. Yeah, get in the position that's most comfortable for you to practice in. And that may not be the most comfortable position, especially if you're tired. You may want to, sit up straight so that you can remain present, or you may want to just um, submit to the needs of the body and let yourself go to sleep if that's what you need to do. There, one of the beautiful things about this community is there's no judgment about how you choose to participate and how you choose to support yourself. And that's one of the nurturing pieces of the medicine for me is that I bring my whole self, and I can be as messy and impertinent and sometimes wrong as I can be, and I still feel um, accepted and supported and welcome. So I invite you to test that out. Bring your whole self and show up and see what meets you here. Because I've always found it to be uplifting and fun and healing, and not always comfortable, but always for my liberation. So let us just breathe some together. Take a deep breath in. Let it out as slow as is comfortable for you. And again, and let it out at your own pace. And on the exhale, just release any stress or tension that you may still be having, still be carrying, still be creating. We are always choosing our experience. So one more deep breath in. And on the exhale, choose the most forwarding experience for yourself that you can in this moment. If you'd like to close your eyes, we're going to move into the mantra. I'm going to ask Eric to post it in the chat. The first mantra we're going to repeat 3 times. And the translation is Medicine Buddha, I pray that you know and look upon me now. And that verb, kino, is translated as you know and look upon me. But it can be whatever you need from Medicine Buddha. Medicine Buddha, I pray that you grant me my deepest needs, the and my deepest desires as we practice now. So I'm going to chant, and you can chant along with me on mute, or you can just listen in. And I'll start with Om, which I'm going to repeat twice because I'll say Om and then go into the mantra, which starts with Om. 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 Minwa Sange Kino Soha. Om. Minwa Sange Kino Soha. Om. Minwa Sange Kino Soha. And notice your heart and just experience medicine Buddha, filling your heart with love, soothing any hurt places there, quenching the thirsty places, lightening the dark places, and filling the empty places. And just see that bright, light blue light of medicine Buddha filling your own heart, overflowing, filling your chest, your body, all the spaces inside you until your skin begins to glow, glowing with the light of medicine Buddha. Continue to breathe here. And if that is nurturing and that is what you need, you can stay here. We're going to go ahead to the next mantra. This mantra translates as like this: I pray for the end of pain and suffering and the root of pain and suffering. And I release the energy of this prayer out to all the world so that we all may be liberated. And we're going to just let medicine Buddha flow out into the world through our heart, through our hands. If you so desire, everything here tonight is an invitation and an offering. There's no requirement that you participate in any particular way. But if you choose, Let us recite the main mantra. And as we do so, experience that being filled up to overflowing with the liberating, compassionate energy that is medicine Buddha, with that healing energy. I see us all as ambassadors of medicine Buddha in the world. And the world needs healing, love, compassion, and liberation. And by experiencing that for ourselves and living that for ourselves, we show that the world what is possible. And so we are, in some ways, the sermon that is medicine Buddha as we walk through life, embodying our practice. And and when people notice a difference in you, that despite what's going on in the world, you have access to a peace and a power that is rare, then they'll be drawn to you. They'll be drawn to us. And we get to be that alchemist, that transformative presence in the world that says it doesn't always have to be about fear and hate and anger. There is another way. And as we chant this, bring all your cares to Medicine Buddha and be transformed and be an agent of transformation. Again, I'm going to start with Om, and we're just going to chant the main mantra, anyone who wants to, for a few minutes. And just be in the energy of Medicine Buddha. Om. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Om Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Om Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata om be kanze, ma be kanze, razasumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Teata ombe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagata soha. Staying in the energy of medicine Buddha, being present with that light and love and fullness. I invite you, if you haven't already and you want to add any prayers to the prayer doc. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes for you to do that. And then we will speak these prayers aloud. I do ask, just for logistics, that you go ahead and enter your prayers, because when you're typing on the document, when I'm trying to read, it makes the document move around. So take another minute and enter whatever you'd like. And as always, if the space you're in is supporting you, you keep your focus there by all means. As we move into the prayer document, I, I offer a prayer for this Sangha, for this community, and for Lama Rod, wherever he is. Um, I ask Medicine Buddha to empower him and continue to bless him, protect him, keep him healthy and safe, give him much joy. Continue to give him the amazing level of energy that he has to overflow to the community. I often muse that I can't even attend all the things he does, much less imagine facilitating that often. So prayers for him, prayers for our Sangha, and prayers for our communities and our families, that they be safe and held and have peace and joy, good health and abundance. And as I move into the document, our shared prayers, please pray for me, Dorothy, for my surgery of a total hip replacement on July 16th. I want to be able to be fully mobile so I can enjoy life and be of benefit to others and the earth. Thank you, Dot. And Dot, I had a total hip replacement last May, and I am having the experience that you are praying for, of being fully mobile and being able to enjoy my life. So I have I offer my prayers for you, and also just the encouragement of my own experience. Prayers for my practice, that I may find deep joy and healing in it. Prayers for my mom as she struggles with declining vision. Prayers for safety and joy for our LGBTQIA plus beloveds during Pride Month. Prayers for my mom, Michelle, on her scans, ongoing chemo treatments, and that she lives a long life. Prayers and deep gratitude for existing. Okay, I did something that moved the document for me. Give me a moment. Prayers for Andy, for Addie, Sully, Joy, and Bear. My light and gentle response to my shadow. Prayers for JB to get free. Prayers for all my clients and loved ones. Prayers for Z to open her heart and trust. Prayers of deep gratitude to Medicine Buddha, Matara, and Kuan Yin for all of their support and love. To all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for everything you do to help others. Prayers for my mom. May she find joy in her every day. Prayers for my friend and for me and our dogs. May we travel safely and have a wonderful visit with each other. May we feel nourished. Prayers for Puerto Rico, for the diaspora to overcome colonization. Prayers for to get rid of this cruel voice in my head that appears and distorts my reality and appearance. May I find peace from this warped perception so that I can invite in beauty and love. Prayers for P and his loved ones. Prayers of gratitude for the land. Prayers for S to have peace. Prayers for the daughter of Nicole E.B. Moosley, Amelie. Amelie just had a cancerous tumor removed from her brain. Prayers for the whole family as they wait for the pathology, which won't be clear for another 2 weeks. Prayers for my daughter Hollister for an easy and quick recovery from an emergency appendectomy Saturday morning. Prayers for myself, feeling super exhausted from so many shocks, personally and collectively. Prayers that the exhaustion is only due to overwork and not enough sleep. Gratitude for prayers of this community. Prayer for continued trust and belief that all is well and will be well in the midst of any storm, and gratitude for all that is flowing towards me. Ashe. Prayers for divine and direct speech. May every syllable I speak and write support my liberation and the liberation of all beings. Prayers that my relationship with my son become more spacious. May he feel more comfortable sharing his experiences and suffering and joy with me, and may I be trusted with his confidence. For my family and myself, that we may be able to let go of the things that add to our family's ongoing suffering. Prayers for those grieving and managing painful endings. Prayers for my daughter as seeking a way to connect. Prayers for the water and the beings it supports. Again, prayers for our community and prayers for our world, that compassion and healing be available to all of those who need it, who seek it, who desire it, and for those who may be blind to the fact that they need and desire it. And we'll move back into the mantra for another couple of minutes. Om Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Teata Om Be Kanze Ma Be Kanze Raza Sumagata Soha. Te ata umbe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagach soha. Te ata umbe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagach soha. Te ata umbe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagach soha. Te ata umbe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagach soha. Te ata umbe kanze be kanze ma be kanze razumagach soha. Te hata hum bekanze ma bekanze razasumagata soha. Te hata hum bekanze ma bekanze razasumagata soha. Te hata hum bekanze ma bekanze razasumagata soha. And as we wrap up our practice this tonight, bring your attention back into the space, back into your body, connect with the seat. Take a few deep breaths. Begin to make some small movements. Stretch. Feel the space around you. Bring your attention and your presence into the space. And from Sandra, prayer for my family's properties, that I'll be able to meet the expenses of keep and maintenance. For the prayers of all the Sangha for our collective liberation. Amen. Thank you all for your generosity. I want to share with you a experience, particularly, well, mainly because it came up during meditation, and I think that I may not be the only one who has this experience. And someone even typed into the prayer request a prayer about that voice in your head. And so tonight I've had this internal monologue that I was performing um, practice for the benefit of liberation, but it was really just serving my ego to be in front of you talking tonight. And I'm laughing because, yeah, I believe that voice most of the time when it says stuff like that to me. But in the space of our community and our community intention, it seemed wrong, which is, yeah, what, was very generous. Oh no, give me a moment. I'm having technical issues. Okay, I probably hit something on the keyboard. The all of you went away. I thought I had lost you, but anyway, so the voice was telling me that I was doing this for the benefit of my ego, that I like the attention, which is true. And that's the voice of the deceiver. It takes a little bit of what's true, which is I do enjoy hearing my own self talk and being in front of you, and so, but that doesn't negate my commitment to the liberation of myself, of this community, and of the whole planet. And the so but those both of those things can be true. And but the intention of that voice seemed to be to stop me from offering to you what I do have to offer. And I'm telling you this story because I believe we all have a voice like that. And I want you to be able to talk back to yours and to tap into the truth of who you are and who you are in this community and who you are on this planet, and and keep moving forward despite what that the voice doesn't stop for me. it's amazingly persistent. So the in the chat, Larissa shared with us that a barred owl was hooting during the practice during her practice there. Oh, it was River who said she wrote that. And there's nothing. Thank you, Rachel. I'm so moved for you. So this is community-led practice, and I always like to make sure there's a space for anyone who wants to speak into this space when I have the look when I get to sit in a big chair and and I can make things happen. So if anyone wants to make a comment, share with the group
Yeah.
before we go into Shantideva's prayer.
Oh, perfect. Answered my question. Thank you, Miss Sharon.
Sharon, I just want to say thank you because I think we wouldn't be able to be here if you weren't showing up. And maybe we should thank your ego for being willing to show up with you. You know what I mean? Let's just bring that little ego in and give it a big hug and say thank you for being willing to do this. And you can have all the attention you want, honey.
Thank you, thank you.
Mwah. Thank you.
I see your thumbs up, Carolyn. And I usually preface this with this is not an invitation to give me kudos because my ego is pretty healthy. So, but just if you have, if you have, anything you want to say, and I do love this community just so much.
Miss
May
Sharon, this
I?
is Courtney. Sorry.
Go ahead, Courtney, and then we'll take whoever else was trying to speak.
I just wanted to express gratitude for your presence always. And when you just shared, I was reminded of the voice that or the little thing that's on my right shoulder that's always yapping at me when I'm doing what I'm doing, and it just wants to comment. And my therapist and I have a joke about I can always knock it off my shoulder. So um, she calls it the super ego, and just to tell it go on away. But I just wanted to tell you that I love you and I appreciate your voice. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I love you too. And you may be able to knock yours off your shoulder, but mine's like a weeble. It wobbles, but it doesn't fall down. And thank you, Courtney.
Thank
Are you
you.
complete?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay. And there was someone else. Was it River?
Yes, hello, it's me.
Hello.
Hello, thank you so much for resonating with that. I had like this is the first time it's hard for me to share, I'm finding, which is crazy because I'm a performer by trade. But just in terms of like the things I struggle with, I'm embarrassed. And I brought it up in therapy today. So it was amazing that you picked it out and talked about yours because I was like, oh, thank God, because here's someone leading a space where I feel uh kind of more like less, I don't know, like I know less or whatever. And just to find that we're all kind of dealing with the same thing is really nice. And I really love what you said about um it's trying to stop you from sharing your gifts because I feel that often it's like I do the things anyway, but it's always like a battle with my own mind, um, where it's like it warps the actual reality. And yeah, it's nice to know that. And then today, I don't know if you've heard about this book. I still have to read it. It's called Feeding Your Demons. It's like a Buddhism. book,
Mm-mm.
whatever. I did like one time did a workshop where they had us like kind of name this thing and then sit with it and then sit inside of it. And I was like wild, but anyway, it's thank you so much. You know, it really like freed me like when I heard you say that and I jumped up out of my seat and I was like, "Oh my God, now I'll turn my camera on." Because I feel like I'm like, "Oh, for some reason that made me very comfortable to be seen in, certain ways." So thank you a lot for that. I didn't know I needed that.
Well, you're welcome. And so yeah, that this community is full of such powerful people, and you're one of those, River. So thank you for being here. Anyone else?
I just want to say really quickly, River, I'm delighted to see you in person. I love your name, and I've just often wondered, who is she? So I'm so glad you came on camera. Yay. Thank you.
And Kaylee put in the chat that rules, River. I resonate with that embarrassment and hesitation as someone who is also often in front of people. And Kaylee, I almost called you out and I said, that's not nice. But I was just look, I felt like you had something to say, but I said, you have agency and you will say it in whatever way you need to say it was where I landed. But I definitely was drawn to I kind of my ear was drawn to hearing whatever was was working its way out. So I'm glad you posted it in the chat. And Anne, welcome.
Hi, Miss Sharon. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry I was late today to our community practice, but I just had to share a friend of mine that we've been praying for every day for years. I learned today will receive his freedom after being 35 years incarcerated in prison. And so the paperwork is coming through in the next 1 to 4 weeks. So we will fully exhale when he is released, and I will be happy to share that. But his name is Richard, and we've been praying for him. And he's someone who has been wrongfully incarcerated. So his freedom means a lot, and we'll continue to work for his justice. But freedom is the first step home. So just found out today, a few moments ago, that
Shay,
Richard's
thank you
coming
for
home.
sharing
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you all for
Yeah.
your prayers, and prayers are powerful. So thank you for allowing me to share that.
And Lama Rod says, talked to me once. I was in a lot of pain at a retreat, and he said, don't suffer needlessly. Dedicate your pain to all the other suffering beings. So offer your pain, and that was the first time I had that concept. So on behalf of Richard, as we celebrate and are grateful for his freedom and coming along, I also want to offer that for all the other incarcerated people who are still awaiting good news, and who, may not have the community of support that Richard, has had through you and others. And so, continue to open our hearts to those beings who are incarcerated in all levels and in the world today. So thank you. And I don't see any other raised hands. I don't want to cut anyone off. And thank you so much for sharing that news. It's always good to hear that people we've been praying for, that the prayers are being answered. And if look, as they say in AA, if all hearts and minds are clear, we'll move into Shanti Deepa's prayer. Is there anyone who would like to read? We're going to read it 3 times. If someone wants to read it all 3 times or one of the three, or, I'm always up for reading it all 3 times if no one wants to, but I like to share the wealth. Cool. Okay. Svenja,
Yeah,
is that
hi.
close?
Yes, it is. Svenja, thank you.
You're welcome.
Would anyone like to join me?
Larissa is going to read the next time, and then Paula.
Excellent. Thank you. May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, an abode, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures, and until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space.
May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine. May I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures until they pass away, and until they pass away from pain. May I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space.
And Larissa?
May I be a protector to those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a boat, a bridge, a passage for those desiring the further shore. May the pain of every living creature be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world until everyone is healed. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures. And until they pass away from pain, may I also be the source of life for all the realms of varied beings that reach unto the ends of space.
Thank you for reading that. I'm going to turn it back over to Eric at this point. Thank you for your practice. Before I turn it over to Eric, I want to say 2 things. One, I am like high. I'm just so energized from this practice tonight. And for anyone who's having that experience along with me, do ground yourself. I don't know hug a tree, go outside and put your feet in the dirt, drink some water, eat something salty, whatever you need to do to come down, because otherwise you may have the experience I had at one of Lama Rod's retreats where I was up all night and had a full day of retreat the next day to get through. So, you have agency, so make your own choice, but I'm just inviting you to ground yourself. And